Sullivan. I'm currently in 6th grade. You are going to be watching a short video made by the 6th graders that shows all of the multiplication and division facts we are going to be learning in the coming years. For all of the math topics we have covered in 5th and 6th grade math, we have used our multiplication and division facts. Math will be a whole lot easier for you if you take the time to practice and memorize your facts. Teachers are working very hard to get you ready for the harder math that is coming. So please take this serious and practice, 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 so that as you get older, math is easy for you. So now sit back, relax, and enjoy our video.
We're Matt and Matt. Today we are talking about LCM.
What does LCM stand for?
Least common multiple.
What do you do to get the answers?
Knowing your facts helps a lot. I'll just give you an example like 6 and 12.
Is it 6?
No, it is 12. You answered the greatest common factor.
But I still don't understand how to get the answer.
One way to solve the problem is to skip count.
Wait, I know how to do that.
Fine, do the problem 3 and 6.
Okay, so let's skip count. Would it look like this?
Yes.
So the answer is 6.
Wow, that's right. One more but harder. 8 and 9.
Okay, let's skip count. 8 and 9. Oh, would it be 72?
Yes.
That is it for today.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Will, and this is GCF. Multiplication is used a lot in 5th and 6th grade.
The thing that we are going to talk about is GCF.
Also known as greatest common factor.
Okay, let's break it down. Greatest means largest,
Common means a certain thing that two objects share.
and a factor is two numbers you multiply together to get that number.
For example, 1, 2, 3, and 6 are factors of 6.
Okay, now this is what GCF
The
is.
GCF of two numbers is the greatest factor that those numbers have in common.
For example, the GCF for 18 and 12 is 6.
Here's the proof. Factors for 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And the factors for 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. With 6 being the largest, it is the GCF.
And that was GCF.
Hi, I'm Claire. Hi, I'm Keelan. We're going to tell you about how knowing your multiplication facts is super important when you get to 5th and 6th grade. The word equivalent means to have the same amount of something but in different pieces. Here are some examples. 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4 and 3/6. Another example would be 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12 and 12/16. Finally, 1/4 is equivalent to 2/8 and 3/12. So how do we find these equivalent fractions? First, we look at the original fraction. Next, you multiply the top number, the numerator, by 2. Then you multiply the bottom number, called the denominator, also by 2. So if the fraction is 1/2, you would get 2/4, then you would multiply by 3 and 4 and so on. Here are some examples. To get 2/4 from 1/2, you would do 1 times 2 equals 2, and 2 times 2 equals 4. To get 6/8, you would do 3 times 2 equals 6, and 4 times 2 equals 8. You don't always have to use 2 and 3 to multiply. You can use 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. This is how you find equivalent fractions.
Fractions with my numerator. Reducing means to make smaller. Really, you can reduce anything, but this video is about reducing fractions. If you know your facts, you can divide, and if you can divide, you can reduce fractions. The first step to reducing fractions is having fractions, so let's use an easy one, 3/9. The second step for reducing fractions is to see if there is a number that can divide evenly into 3 and 9. In this case, that number is 3, so do 3 by 3 and 3 by 9 and 9 by 3, and it is 1/3, so circle your answer to show you're done. Let's try 5/10 and 2/4. Those are pretty easy because you can divide both top numbers by the bottom number. For 5/10, divide 5 by 5 and 10 by 5. For 2/4, you do the same. Divide 2 by 2 and 4 by 2. The answer for 5/10 is 1/2, and the answer for 2/4 is also 1/2. That's all the time we have. See ya.
Hi, I'm a 6th grade SGF, and I'm horrible at math. I've been failing math because I get terrible grades on all of my assignments because I do not know my multiplication and division facts. I didn't study them in 3rd grade, and now I'm really sorry. You need to know your multiplication and division facts to know most everything in math.
Hello class, today we will be learning about changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. In order to do this, you must know your multiplication and division facts.
Another assignment I'm going to fail.
Let's start off with an easy one. 10/5. This is an improper fraction because the top number is greater than the bottom number. In order to do this, you must divide the top number by the bottom number. Then you must say, how many 5s are in 10? There are 2 5s in 10. Therefore, to make this answer correct, then the answer is 2.
My name is Kate.
My name is Melissa.
And we're going to teach you why multiplication is important in adding fractions.
Multiplication is used in many other things too.
First, we're going to do 1/2 plus 1/2.
These are fractions.
This number is the numerator.
And this number is the denominator.
First, remember that you never add numbers.
But you always add the numerators.
We know that 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 2 over 2 equals 1 whole, because a number over itself is 1.
So our answer is 1. Let's do a hard problem. 1/2 plus 1/4.
First, we have to find a common denominator, which is 4, because 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 4 goes into 4 1 time.
You keep 1/4 as 1/4 and change 1/2 to 2/4 because 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 1 is 3.
So our answer is 3/4.
Now let's do a problem with mixed numbers. 1 and 1/3 plus 1 and 2/3.
We know that 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is 3 over 3, which equals 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3.
Your answer is 3.
Make sure you know your multiplication facts and your life will be better. Yay!
Hi, I'm Abe.
Have you ever heard of subtracting fractions?
Well, if you didn't, it involves knowing your multiplication and division facts.
You had to use your division facts because you had to know how to make fractions smaller.
For example, 5 times can be made smaller because the numerator and denominator can both be divided by 5.
So if I divide 5 by 5, I'll get 1, and if I divide 10 by 5, I'll get 2. So the smaller fraction is 1/2.
That is it for division, but we will show you how you need multiplication facts to learn subtracting fractions.
To learn subtracting fractions, you will need to find common denominators for each fraction.
For example, 2 and 3, which is the denominators, can both be multiplied up to 6. So you change both denominators or bottom numbers to 6.
If you multiply the bottom numbers by 2 and 3, you have to multiply the top numbers by 2 and 3.
Then you subtract the two top numbers, so now you have the top number is 1 and the bottom number is 6.
The bottom number is 6 because the bottom number always stays the same.
In conclusion, 5 tenths minus 1/3 equals 6.
Thanks for watching!
My name is Joe.
I'm Neil.
Knowing your multiplication and division facts are very important. One topic we use them is multiplying fractions.
Fraction is a number less than 1, like 1/2.
But what do you do when you multiply these fractions?
First, you multiply the numbers across for each other. So 1 times 3 equals 3, and 2 times 4 equals 8. And there's your answer.
Another thing you need to look out for is something called shortcuts.
We know that 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is 3 over 3, and equals 1. Just imagine this is a fraction, so 2/4. It can be reduced to 1/2. So just do that in the problem.
Then you multiply across. 1 times 3 is 3. Then 7 times 2 is 14. There's your answer.
This technique just makes it easier so that you don't have to reduce the final answer. Thank you. This was Multiplying Fractions with Neil and Joe.
We're going to introduce prime and composite numbers.
A prime number is a number that doesn't have more than 2 factors, and a factor is a number that can be divided into another number. An example of prime numbers is 3, 5, and 7.
Composite numbers are numbers that have more than 2 factors. An example of a composite number is 4 because the factors are 1, 2, and 4.
Here are some examples of prime and composite numbers.
Every composite number is even except for 2 because there aren't any numbers that multiply into 2.
Every number has at least 2 factors, 1 in itself.
Also, every even number except 2 has the factors of 1 and 2 in itself. I think 2 is the most interesting prime number because it is the only even number that is prime.
I think 9 is the most interesting composite number because it's odd and it seems like it would be a prime number. It is a composite number because the factors are 1, 3, and 9.
I hope you learned a lot about
We will be introducing exponents to you.
I hope you know your facts.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Gemma. Let's begin.
Exponents can be very easy when you know your facts, but when you don't, it can be very confusing.
Let's look at some example problems and learn how to read them.
The big number is called the base number, and the little number is called the exponent. To solve this problem, first look at the base number, which is 2, and the exponent, which is 4.
There are many ways to solve this, but we'll show you one. First, you write 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, because the base number is 2 and the exponent is 4. So I multiply 2 4 times.
Step 1. Draw a triangle under the first pair of 2's and multiply them.
Step 2. Do the same as step 1 and multiply the second pair of 2's.
Step 3. Multiply the 4's and circle your answer.
Here are 2 more problems. 3 to the second power, 3 times 3 equals 9, and you circle your answer.
1 to the 4th power. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. And circle your answer.
Hope you know your facts.
I'm Nick.
Today we will introduce you to factor trees.
In prime factorization,
To begin a factor tree, you need a base number.
how about we use the number 12?
There are many factors for the number 12.
Like 6 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 12. Let's use the factors 6 and 2.
After we break down the number 12, we look for prime numbers.
Then you must circle the number 2.
Now you must break down the number 6 into 3 and 2,
Why?
because 6 is a composite number.
Now we must circle 3 and 2 because they are prime.
Now on to prime factorization.
Prime factorization is the answer of the factor tree.
First, you must take out the circle numbers.
Then you must put all the numbers from least to greatest.
To check, you multiply all the circle numbers, and if you get the base number, you are correct.
If you are correct, circle your answer, and then you're done.
And I'm Zach. It's important that you learn, practice, and memorize your basic math facts. One reason you need to learn your facts is for when you learn square roots in the future. A square root is a number multiplied by itself to come up with the original number. For example, 3 times 3 equals 9, so the square root of 9 equals 3. Also, 5 times 5 equals 25, so the square root of 25 would be 5. Knowing your facts is very important because you will have to do all the basic math facts in your head. If the square root is larger than 12, you will be able to use a calculator. Billy has some more examples. 7 times 7 equals 49, so the square root of 49 would be 7. This sign right here is called the radical sign. One more is 9 times 9 equals 81, so the square root of 81 would be 9. I hope you learned a lot in this video.